Welcome to the Launch to Six podcast, a podcast about how you can launch your online business from 0 to 6 figures in 24 months or less, regardless of your prior experience. Now, here's your hosts.
Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast. You're here with myself and with Tom. And this episode, we're going into some more nitty gritty, and this is around project management. And a lot of people are sort of like, oh my God, project management. Now, to be honest with you guys, I love this. This is my jam. This is what I do at Menacing Media and Launch to Six. And I think it is quite crucial. And a lot of people can get very overwhelmed with things. And good project management is a key to essentially not getting overwhelmed. So it's having peace of mind. Tom, you're very much the marketing sales kind of part of Menacing Media and Launch to Six, and we work on projects together, which I imagine. I mean, how good is it to have good project management? How important is it?
It's huge. Well, I'll tell you, my first few years in business was real disorganized, and I still got the job done because I was creative and I was excited and I was working ridiculous hours. So I got the job done. But the problem was it was unnecessary. It was too much effort and too much clutter. So I would find where I've been there where you're not organized and you don't have a system set up. And what happens is the best way I can explain it is things fall through the cracks.
Yeah.
You're not as good as you could be. So a lot of people here, I'm assuming they want to be the best they possibly could be. I would say what a project management system does is it allows to get everything out of your head, systemize it, have actions, have deadlines, assign people, and make sure the job's done. Really, it takes some time getting used to it. If you're a systems person, you'll love it straight away. But if you're not, if you're very more on the creative side and that artistic, they call it, business owner, then it will really help you to train your brain to get it out on paper, on not paper, but like an online project manager. And there's many of them to go through them. It just really helps clear your mind. If I didn't have somewhere I could put the ideas that I have, you just get overwhelmed. The business becomes messy. You don't want business to be messy. And I've been there, believe me, guys. And it's not fun. It's not fun. Project managers sound boring, but they actually are fun because it allows you to capture these great ideas that you have.
Yeah, I mean, guys, it's an interesting one because of the fact that I'm actually going to tell you to ignore and go backwards and say, don't worry about tech, don't worry about even pen and paper for now. I mean, you might want something just to jot down on, but ultimately it needs to start with your process. Your process then delivers a system. Your system then applies to some technology. And I see a lot of people go very, very backwards on this. They sort of go, oh, my business is a mess. I'm going to go and use this bit of software. And in some cases, they either don't use the piece of software to its fullest capacity, or it's just a waste of time, or they spend multiple months learning this bit of software and it's just not appropriate for what they're doing in their business. So that, and I say it all the time, this applies to anything. Where it'd be like production of this podcast, for example, we have a system, a process that we follow to produce this podcast. So the process is very simple. We record, we then edit, and then we put live. It's very simple process. We then have a system applied to that. So the system, we actually use Trello, which is one of the tools which I'd recommend. We have got ideas. We then have that then posted into recorded, and it's a card. So it then gets moved into edited, and then it gets out and it gets posted. And then within that, I have got forms of labels that then allow me to label and do all of that good stuff. And finally, the technology is Trello. So you get the way in which we do this. Now, obviously, we have, you'll probably see if you come to the site, this is hosted on a technology called Buzzsprout. I digress. So really key thing to remember, it has to be your process before you start to apply to technology, your process. And the way to develop your process is to go, right, how do I get to A to B? What are the ingredients? And what is the quickest way? What can I delete from the process to make it as minimum, as effective as possible? So a couple of tools which you guys will kind of probably no doubt know of, but tools that we use. So spreadsheets. first and foremost, spreadsheets are some of the easiest ways in which to actually put project information down, create a bit of a hub. It could have a bit of a system, a calculation, some form of scheduling. But honestly, spreadsheets have been around for so long, and I love spreadsheets. We still use them. Obviously hosted on something like Google Drive, so they're shareable, is really handy. The second tool, which I would look at, would be Trello, as I mentioned before. Trello has been really cool. We'll put links down to these down below in the show notes so you guys can see this. Trello is a card and board-based system. So what that means is you have lists of cards and you can shuffle them about. And you can use that to form fantastic ways in which you can essentially create a bit of a process of flow. Very good for small lead management and CRM if you want to do that. So it can be an all-in-one system depending on the size of your business. And then finally, as a tool, we use Basecamp. I mean, Tom, you prefer Basecamp over Trello for certain project management. Why is that for you in particular?
Yes, well, I love Basecamp because it's real. The navigation around it is really simple. Number one. Number two, it's really easy to see my tasks. So what tasks you have per project. And then they also have timelines to them tasks, and you get email reminders. It's very clean, easy to use. You just click the button, mark this is done, and it makes a task. They basically delete it, and then you can see what else do I have to do. Okay, great. Then every day you can log in. What do I have to do? What's my priority based on the timeline? Because you set it up in an order where you want to get these tasks done by this deadline, so you can see, and you get email reminders. I just think it's really good. I think it's one of the best tools. There's Monday.com out there. There's Asana.com. There's many ones, but I like Basecamp personally.
I mean, this is one of the big things that I will really, really kind of push upon as a point, guys, is you've got to choose what works best for you. And that might be some trial and error. I've tinkered with all sorts of project management tools. Podio, for example, spent a long time tinkering, but ultimately you need to get on with doing your business, whether that be kind of internal projects, building out sales processes, or that might be like we do in Menacing Media or agency. It might be a client project. And so it needs to be a tool that's right for you and gets you moving fast. Personally, I also like Basecamp. Basecamp has been really good because of the nature of checklists, and then we've got multiple integrations. We can communicate to clients. It's also unlimited. I mean, guys, I've got a little bit of a checklist for you when you're actually going through looking at project management software and what it can do. And as I always say, start with that process. It's got to fit your process. But guys, look at timelines, stats. Is that something that is going to be important to you? How is that shown to you so you can see what tasks need to be done when? Is it an easy check off? If there's a task is done, how does that signify? Is it a label or is it a checkbox? How easy is that for you to understand, but also someone who maybe not as tech savvy? That's a problem I've had where I've gone, guys, look at this amazing system. It's so nice. When this is done, you've got to do X, Y, Z, and it then disappears. And people are like, well, I don't think that way. So you've got to think about it in that respect. Label segmentation. Can you segment your tasks or files or whatever it is within the system? Can you sort? Can you find things easily? I've mentioned integrations. Does it integrate with other software they use? We use Google Drive quite heavily for storage, online storage of data, and that ties in really nicely with Google Mail, Gmail that we use. We can then host that on Basecamp, and on Trello, it works well. They've got these integrations. The other element is your longevity. How long has this system been around? Will it fail? Do you know if this system's going to be all right? How many users are there? So that's something to consider. And then the other point is budget. Budget's a really big thing. I think personally it's an investment in your business, but equally you've got to understand and go, right, is it really useful to me, or can I get away with this being a spreadsheet? And what is the time saving? So yeah, guys, I hope that's been really helpful. It's given me a chance to geek out a bit, which I always enjoy.
This guy loves spreadsheets.
Yeah,
He has them. As he was a kid, he had them up on his wall.
Yeah, I love my spreadsheets. But yeah, guys, it's really key. And these systems apply not only to your project management, to all other operations of your business. But I hope that's been helpful. As always, like, review, subscribe, hit the love button. And thanks, guys. And we look forward to catching you on the next podcast. Take care.
Amazing. Thanks, guys.
Hey guys, it's Tomasz. We hope you guys have enjoyed the episode as much as we've loved putting it together for you. Please guys, do us a huge favor. Hit that love button, hit that subscribe button, and review us on Apple iTunes. We do read the comments. We want to improve our content and give you guys the best that we've got. Equally, the best comment, guys, we will shout you guys out, and we are giving out free courses. So guys, please come hit that love button, leave us a review, and we'll catch you on the next podcast, guys. All the best. Take care.